Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent, teaching instructor. I worked at IRS for a decade. Welcome to my office home here. I love to give you the information that you need. And hopefully you can either resolve your IRS problem, or you may want to use us, or at least you'll get some information that you need to know relative to the case you have. I've worked thousands of cases. I've been on the national news many times. If you want to know about me, just go to my website at 777irs.com. I want to talk to you today about, I thought of this really clever banner, and you need to know what a banner text is. What are you going to talk about, and what do you want people to know? Well, it's very simple. If you do not answer your 1058 letter, your IRS knows you're telling them to go ahead and seize your money, file a lien. That's what you're telling them to do. So when IRS sends out that 1058 letter, no, they've already sent you a bunch of other notices like the LT14, the CP 501, the CP 503, the CP 504, and boom, all of a sudden, once that 504 goes on, it is the last bell, and now IRS has pulled the trigger back and letting it go and says you have 30 days to appeal this decision. If not, we're going to probably take the money out of your bank account. We're going to probably go ahead and garnish your wages and or file a federal tax lien. If you do not act within that notice, you may as well tell IRS, hey, IRS, here's where my bank is. Go take the money. You must do something when you get that 1058 letter. If not, game over. And now when they take it, they're going to continue to take enforcement action until you do something about it. What do you have to do about it? You have to call them. Someone's got to call them. If you've got nothing and you want to call them on your own because you're living paycheck to paycheck, call them. But if you owe a larger debt and you're kind of making some money, don't call them yourself. Why? Because you're going to have to give IRS a financial statement, and you do not know what IRS is going to do with that financial statement. IRS is not going to work within your interest. They're going to work within their best interest. And what is that? Well, IRS determined a long time ago they were going to set up what's called a national standard. Department of Labor has these, bankruptcy courts use these, the DOJ, a bunch of government agencies use it. If they want to know how much it costs to live somewhere, you look up these statistics. For instance, if you want to see what the government's going to allow you to look, go look up the IRS national standards for housing and utilities, food and clothing, car expenses, and car payments. Operation of a car. They're going to tell you what you can go ahead and spend, and guess what? Doesn't make any difference what you're going to put down. It only is going to make a difference what they're going to put down. So I want you to know, if you've got that 1058 letter or an LT11, they're kind of the same. One sent out by a revenue officer, the other sent out by the service center. You better take action. If you owe money, if you owe a large debt, like I said, don't do this yourself. You're going to wind up with a large payment agreement, and you're going to have a hard time unwinding it. Call me if you need me. Give me a subscription, a share, whatever. But we're really good at what we do. Thank you so much for listening. I hope I told you everything you want within 100 seconds.